Intelligence has long been seen as a passport that carries people to the highest levels of success. We often assume that people with quick minds solve problems more easily, learn faster, and live a life with fewer obstacles. However, behind excellent grades and impressive achievements, there is a reality that is rarely talked about. Intelligence is not simply the ability to calculate or remember. It is a complex psychological structure where deep awareness can sometimes become a double-edged sword. People who have it often face quiet challenges, invisible barriers that others can hardly understand. Is intelligence truly a complete privilege, or does it come with its own kind of pressure that makes their journey feel lonely? Have you ever wondered whether you are one of them? In this video, we will go deep into 8 struggles that only highly intelligent people can truly understand to see that intelligence by itself is a very challenging journey. 1. Getting tired of small talk. When people attend a party or enter a new workplace, most of them use topics like the weather, entertainment news, or small everyday stories to break the awkward silence. However, for a highly intelligent brain, these topics often feel empty and drain energy for no real reason. From the perspective of psychological science, this can be explained through need for cognition, also known as NFC. People with high NFC tend to seek, engage in, and enjoy complex mental effort. Their brains are wired to constantly look for stimulation, analyze patterns, and explore deeper meanings behind things. So, when they have to take in surface-level information that lacks depth and offers no value for analysis, their brain automatically starts to shut down or lose focus. The result is quiet isolation. You do not mean to look down on other people or act superior to their everyday stories. The truth is simply that your brain cannot find an anchor in those conversations. However, in the eyes of the people around you, your lack of excitement or your silence can easily be misunderstood as arrogance, coldness, or being hard to approach. You crave conversations that touch ideas, philosophy, or the structure of things, but then you realize that not everyone is ready or even wants to enter that kind of mental space. This separation does not only affect the way you receive information, it also shapes the way you speak. And that leads to the second struggle, often being misunderstood because of slow responses. People often think intelligence means responding quickly. Ask a question and get an answer. Handle every situation sharply. But in reality, the opposite can happen. When you receive a simple question, instead of giving an answer right away, you pause for a few seconds or even stay silent for quite a while. This delay can easily make people misunderstand you as distracted, slow, or not knowing the answer. Science calls this deep cognitive processing. When receiving information or a question, highly intelligent people do not only look at the literal meaning on the surface. Your brain automatically activates an analytical network, considering the context of the question, predicting the motive of the person asking, evaluating possible variables, and anticipating misunderstandings that could come from your answer. You carefully weigh each word to make sure it is as accurate and objective as possible. Having a mind that thinks too quickly and in too many directions can sometimes create a delay when it comes to turning thoughts into language. You would rather stay silent and structure your thoughts logically than say something loose or one-sided. Unfortunately, in a society that values quick reactions and instant answers, this carefulness can become a communication weakness. Your long silence slows down the rhythm of the conversation, making the other person feel confused or think that you are too serious and rigid. Even though this carefulness helps you avoid logical mistakes, once you step into crowded social settings, this overly strict filtering process can unintentionally make you seem awkward. And this is the third struggle, feeling awkward in social communication. We often hear about the image of the socially awkward nerd in movies, and even though that is an exaggeration, it still reflects part of reality. You may be excellent at solving complex logic problems and creating sharp analytical strategies at work, but still feel awkward and unsure how to react naturally to a compliment, a joke, or an unexpected social situation. Psychologists, including researchers like Davidson, have pointed out a common paradox. A significant number of people with very high IQ, meaning logical intelligence, may also have average or lower EQ, meaning emotional intelligence. EQ is the ability to read emotions through the eyes, body language, understand unspoken social rules, and respond smoothly according to the emotions of the group. Because your brain is used to processing information based on logic, data, and cause and effect, you may struggle when dealing with human situations that are illogical, emotional, and hard to predict. For example, you might accidentally give advice that is too direct and too clearly based on facts, while the other person simply needs emotional comfort at that moment. You do not mean any harm. You are just solving the problem in the most efficient way your brain is programmed to. This mismatch in the way you decode information can easily place you in awkward situations, unintentionally hurt other people's feelings, and make you label yourself as strange in the eyes of the crowd. When you cannot fully fit in, you begin looking for deeper connections, but that leads you to the fourth struggle: finding it hard to make real friends. You may have many acquaintances, but very few people you can truly call close friends. This is a common state of isolation among people with exceptional intelligence. You may get along well at work, have a good time with coworkers during shared projects, but finding someone who can sit down with you, connect deeply, and share all the layers of thought inside your mind can feel like a difficult puzzle. The first psychological cause comes from the intimidation factor. People naturally tend to look for friends who share a similar background and similar way of thinking because that brings a sense of safety. Your sharp intelligence, careful analysis, and wide knowledge can sometimes unintentionally create invisible pressure on the people around you. Even if you never try to show off, others may still feel hesitant, afraid of being judged, or feel that they are not on the same level enough to maintain an equal relationship with you. The second cause comes from you. In psychology, the rule of similarity suggests that we need harmony and cognitive frequency to build long-lasting connection. An intelligent person needs a friend who can keep up with their thinking speed, understand multiple perspectives, and be willing to debate without taking things personally. Finding someone who meets all of these standards can feel like looking for a needle in a haystack. The isolation here is not physical. It is loneliness in the middle of a crowd, the feeling that no one truly understands the full language of your mind.